Like other speakers have said, the rights of every child, it's not a privilege, it's not a charity. It is something that they need to assess, and then there are legal frameworks like they have mentioned. Child Protection Network as a coalition, we bridge the gap between the government, the policy, and the grassroots. So we work basically very close to the households and the children. And then from our work, we have discovered that majority of the household do not even have an idea of the content of the law that protects the rights of every child in Nigeria. So what we do is to bring this knowledge to the grassroots so that a family, the community, the leaders can understand, and also be able to know their own roles and responsibility in protecting children in our society. So I would say one of the very impediment is this inadequate knowledge by families, even children as well. When you look at Nigerian education curriculum, there is no adequate content and quality or enriched content that talks about the rights of these children. So most of these are done as extra curriculum activities, or you have parents who are privileged to have this information elsewhere, coming back to their house and then passing this knowledge to their children. But when you do the count, how many parents do have the access to this information before passing it to their children? So we have discovered that one, access to this content of this law is one of the impediments. We also have some cultural practices, even some communities that are aware. We have cultural practices that is also having to compete with the law. So the community finds it difficult to draw a line between the law and custom. Like we have mentioned, this genital mutilation. Some cultures believe that it is a right for them to protect their children. Now you watch, they have a good intention from what they are thinking about protecting the girl child. But then they are crossing the line to understand that these girls have the right to be protected. You don't need to cut them without their consent. Now you look at the tribal marks. All these are cultural practices that are still part of the impediments that is not allowing this implementation. But like we have agreed, it is a step at a time. It took a while before we can for all the 36 states, including FCT, to pass the Child Right Law Act in the state. And we'll still continue to educate the community to understand the content, the rights of every child, the role of every child, the role of the parents, and the society at large.
How do you educate the community? Do you, collaborate with community leaders? Do you go to reach out to them to tell them about the child rights and the need for them to call their community and explain to them what it means? Do you collaborate with community leaders?
Yes, very well. In the course of our work, the community leaders are the custodian of the society, and we work with them. We organize meetings with them. We organize trainings with them. We also use their venue, the existing platform where these leaders have their meetings, so we don't have to create another time because of their schedule. So when they have their council meeting, sometimes they have a special event, like cultural events in the community. So because of our relationship with them from one time, they give us this platform to speak with the community leaders. And then beyond that, the community leaders also help us to mobilize community members. We have trained a couple of members in the community as volunteers and child rights ambassadors. So they help in the community to pass this message. And then we also have that big platform where we can educate the community member as well. And then we collaborate with community leaders. We're also collaborating with Human Rights, National Human Rights Commission, the Ministry of Women Affairs. Just recently, we had a meeting with the National Population Commission, where we evaluate the birth registration of children, which is a fundamental right under the survivor pillar. That the rate of percentage of registration of birth by children is on the low, and we want an increment. So recently, the National Population Commission just revealed their strategic direction, and we're also working with them to bring the staff, the registration officers from the National Population Commission to the community. So that is an ongoing effort now to bring them to the community. We have sensitized the community on the importance of birth registration. So we're also working with the commission to assign their staff to each of these, especially hard-to-reach communities, to take vital information like birth registration of the children, so that we can have a child that is not recognized at birth. How will the community or the country even know that we have XYZ number of children in the society? So that will inform the community, the leaders and as a country to know, okay, in this place we need healthcare, we need primary healthcare, we need a primary school, we need a secondary school. But we don't have, if you don't have a data on how many children reside in a particular community, it will be difficult for governments to plan for such communities. So those are the steps we have been taking to educate the community to know that children's rights are rights and they are not privileges.
Okay.
All right.